We got the awards segment, as always. Pete's already too excited here talking about the awards during the break, and with good reason, because I think we have a 2-time winner for your Mulligan Award to kick us off here.
I think he's going to win it a bunch this year. Sirianni, what the hell are you doing?
Can we rename it the Sirianni Award?
What is he doing?
I like that.
I mean, okay, at the end, we should rename it
the Nick Sirianni Mulligan Award.
Okay, at the end of the half, it's 4th and 1. You have a chance to tie it before you go into the locker room, and he decides he's going to go for it with 14 seconds left. So what's your end game there?
Yeah, I can explain the analytics, because the analytics doesn't support this. Because when you go for 4th downs, it's to get the option of the touchdown. With 14 seconds left, that option is wildly slim at that point. There's no, we can drive this down and go score a touchdown if you had, say, a minute 30 or whatever left. You have 2 plays, and then you got to kick. You don't have a full 3 downs. So the analytics does not support that decision. Nick Sirianni, the studies he ran, I remember after last week, he's like, my study said this. And it's like, whatever studies he's doing, I can't believe they supported that. It was not a bad. It was
There's also
decision.
The analytics don't take into the field the game, and the game at that time is 3-0, not 21.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying the analytics didn't support it to begin with. So
what?
That was just, it was, the analytics wouldn't support that decision.
No, but I'm saying if they did, even if the analytics did say it was 3-0. It wasn't 21-21. It wasn't like the games, the Bengals game last night. Nobody was moving the football. So you take your points, go in, you feel good. You're going in, you're tied.
Take your points.
You take the points, that one. And then the 60-yard field goal. You were up 7-6 at that moment, right? It's okay to punt.
Make them go the
I'm
length
telling
of
you,
the
I have
field.
T-shirts. It's okay to punt, morons, because the bottom line is if you punt there, you pin them in, you're still winning, you'll play good. It's been a defensive game. The whole game's been a defensive game. So what you do is you give them life. They go down, they go score a touchdown, and they take the lead. You need a miracle busted coverage to win the game because of your stupidity in that situation.
Yeah, 60 yards. Unbelievably slim chance from like any analytics will tell you that even the best kickers in the league, you're basically coin flipping at best. And so you're coin flipping to give them a tiny field to go ahead score, or you're coin flipping to get a 4-point lead, which we just saw doesn't mean you're going to win the game, because we just saw it last week when they went to that.
They never spin it forward. They never spin it forward. Think, you're in a defensive game.
Yeah, in these types of matchups, it's like with the Jaguars a couple weeks ago. It's like punt the ball, get rid of it, make them go the long way. You got to earn it against us, especially with the defensive coordinator you have. You can keep them slowed down a little bit, play to play.
Right. Or Dan Campbell faking the punt in his own end. There's no the end game. You got to spin it forward. What's your end game? Oh, you got 12 yards or whatever.
He's just crazy enough to trust what he does.
You got to be rational when you make the decisions. The game flow and how it's being played. If you do that 60-yard field goal last night, okay.
Good. We need points. Everybody's scoring.
You might just go for
whether it's short field or long field, they're going to score.
That game isn't the same as the Saints game. It's just not. They're not the same. That's where the analytics don't play in. The game isn't the same.
Well, usually, so like when you build a model, you base it off of, I know as like an outsider, you base it off of what the over-under is. So like that in terms of like how often you think how well do you think a team's going to be able to move the ball? Because if like you're in the Chargers-Steelers game where the over-under was 35.5 points, you just think the offenses will struggle. Like that's
punt it.
And if you're in, what was it? What was the highest one of the week? Was it Cardinals Lions maybe?
Bengals Commanders. We can use.
Yeah, that was the Cardinals Lions was the highest.
The highest over of the week. Then you think that we're going to have to get points just because you predisposed to think that there's points going to be scored in this game. Then it would have a different.
But once you get into the game, if the game isn't what you think it is, then all that analytics.
You have to be human and not a robot.
You have to adjust.
Correct. And they don't always adjust.
You have to take into account what's going on.
Game flow.
You always talk about game flow.
Game flow matters.
You belong on the sideline for some of these coaches.
They would choke
in their ear. Game flow, Nick.
No, you moron. Run the damn ball.
That's good.
All right, Kyle, what are your awards?
My awards. I've got the Mute Button Award and I've got the Florida Man Award. The Florida Man Award, sometimes Florida men, and for those of you who don't know, the Florida man do a little bit of everything, a little bit crazy. You might see him at the bar. You might see him at his boat, getting the barnacles off of it. You might see him wrestling a gator. A guy that's been doing this stuff for a very long time, Kyle Van Noy. I think he's got 5 sacks now on the season. He had 2 this past week against the Cowboys in a game where he was needed. We knew that the Ravens had to step up. And not only that offense, who stepped up big time, it was the defense. Kyle Van Noy, Florida Man of the Week. He gets sacks. He gets tackles. He's good in the run, in the pass. Love Kyle Van Noy. Also, he's a Kyle. I had to give him some love. And then I'm going to go.
Can't believe you didn't go Andrew Van Ginkel with that one. Andrew Van Ginkel had a day.
I'm gonna go Penei Sewell for the mute button award. And usually we're talking pass protection, but from the very first play that you put on the last Lions game, he is rolling guys off the line of scrimmage. Nobody has more intent in the run game, particularly on the backside of zone, on the backside of some of these power looks, than Penei Sewell. He is an absolute badass. Really great, really boring to watch in pass protection, a dancing bear, but really he makes his hay and finds himself on the mute button award winner list because of his run blocking. He can get plays started in a way that Trent Williams gets these plays started on the front side. Penei is fabulous. Love watching him play. Mute button award winner.
Yes, he's that guy. With Lane out, he's RT2 with Lane in, Lane out. He's RT1 in the NFL, in my opinion. All right, my awards. Rookie of the Weeks. Offensively, this one's obvious. Jayden Daniels, 21 of 23, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, 39 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown as well. It was crisp. It was accurate. Not missing a lot of throws. And gosh, what a show that was on Monday Night Football. Defensive rookie, Latu.
Oh, beat
Forced
Cole Kmet
fumble.
and Mercedes Lewis. You got to stay, outside in. You got help on your inside.
The cross chop working. You had the bull rush working against Braxton Jones. 5 pressures, the sack, forced fumble, as advertised, right out the gate for Latu. So those are your rookies of the week.